we got America's dumbest criminals. Damn, I had a brain for it. Fuck it, we gonna get right into it.
Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to Crime Zone. If you're a regular viewer of our Crimes of the Week series, you might remember that back in October, we put together a compilation list of some of the dumbest criminals and crime stories we'd covered so far this year. At the time, we asked if you wanted us to make another round of these videos covering the second half of the year, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. So here we are, as promised, with Dumbest Criminals, July to December of 2021, just in time for the end of the year. One thing to keep in mind is that these segments have not been edited since they appeared in their respective lists, so references to specific days of the week, as well as other small details, may no longer apply. That being said, we hope you enjoy this compilation as much as we enjoyed putting it together. And thanks so much for a great year, everybody. With that out of the way, let's get to the video.
Damn, slow.
Authorities in Raleigh, North Carolina announced that a young man is facing 40 misdemeanor charges this week, just a few days after a venomous snake he owned was captured loose near his home. According to reports, police were alerted to the situation on June 28th, when they received a call about a mysterious snake near their home in...
Where did he get this snake from? Why does he have an albino cobra? How much did he pay for an albino cobra? How much did he pay for a cobra alone? What made him think he could get I have a lot of questions.
in North Raleigh. The reptile turned out to be a spitting zebra cobra belonging to 21-year-old Christopher Gifford, who lived half a mile away. When police investigated the home where Gifford lived with his parents, they found roughly 75 other snakes in the basement, many of which were also highly dangerous. Though owning these kinds of reptiles as pets is not illegal in North Carolina, there are rules that owners are supposed to follow, several of which Gifford had ignored. The animals were allegedly seized after it was discovered that they were not being kept in the proper enclosures, and that some had been mislabeled, which is also a violation. To make matters worse, the missing zebra cobra in question reportedly escaped almost a year ago, in November of 2020, but Gifford never informed police. Thankfully, the snake was captured 2 days after it was spotted, and no one was harmed. Of the 40 misdemeanor charges that Gifford now faces, 36 are a result of storing the reptiles in improper enclosures. The 4 remaining charges are for mislabeling those enclosures, as well as failing to report the zebra cobra's escape. An Ohio man is facing a first-degree misdemeanor charge this week after he allegedly called and reported a fake shooting to distract police after he was pulled over. The incident took place last Saturday afternoon on July 3rd, when 34-year-old Muhammad Kabir was pulled over outside.
I'm not gonna say he's stupid. And I'm not gonna say he's smart. But he is at a higher level of thinking than the rest of us, because who would have thought of that?
At a Walmart supercenter in South Euclid, Ohio. In addition to driving with both a suspended license and expired plates, his 2-year-old son, who was with his wife in the back seat of the vehicle, was not sitting in a car seat. Instead of accepting that he was going to receive multiple traffic citations, Kabir instead apparently decided that the best course of action was to try and avoid the situation altogether by calling 911 and reporting a fake shooting near the Walmart in an attempt to distract the officers that had pulled him over. Unfortunately for Kabir, the call was traced back to his cell phone and was found to be a match to where he had been pulled over for the traffic stop. He was then arrested for making a false report. In addition to Kabir's first-degree misdemeanor charge for the false report, he faces numerous charges for his traffic violations.
Authorities in Nashville, Tennessee say that a 25-year-old woman has been arrested this week following an investigation into a fire earlier this month at a fast food restaurant where she worked. The incident began on July 5th when firefighters were called to a Taco Bell location on Nolensville Pike. A fire had started inside the restaurant and employees called 911, telling authorities that they had accidentally locked themselves out. Firefighters were able to force entry into the building and extinguish the blaze, but by that time it was estimated that more than $30,000 in damage had been done to the restaurant. A subsequent investigation requested by $30,000 in entry into the building and extinguish the blaze, locked themselves out inside the restaurant and employees called 911, telling authorities that they had accidentally locked themselves out. Firefighters were able to force.
So did they tell him about the fire or just tell him that they got locked out? Well, they probably told him about the fire because the fire department would. I still. Now, imagine if the firefighters got there and the door wasn't locked. Think of how stupid that's a dumbass story. Okay, you lit a firework in the store, and you locked yourself out of the store.
Entry into the building and extinguish the blaze, but by that time it was estimated that more than $30,000 in damage had been done to the restaurant. A subsequent investigation requested by Taco Bell management soon uncovered the surprising cause of the fire. It turned out that it had started when employees began playing with fireworks inside. Surveillance footage taken from the restaurant showed the employees first locking the doors to the building's dining room so that no customers could get in before running around with fireworks in their hands.
Okay.
Some of them then went into the men's washroom for a period of time before coming out and placing more fireworks in a trash bin by the dining room door. The employees then reportedly left the restaurant to film the trash can from outside. When it started to smoke, they tried to get back inside, but soon realized that they had forgotten about the locked doors and were now stuck outside. The shift leader present at the time of the incident, Courtney Mays, was arrested.
So ironically, that is exactly what happened.
Arrested and charged on July 12th with felony aggravated arson. Authorities say that more arrests and charges may follow in the coming days. Mays remains in the Davidson County Jail on $5,000 bond.
Representatives from the Tulsa Police Department say that a wanted woman was successfully arrested this week after she commented on a social media post concerning her case. The story began on Wednesday, July 14th, when the police department released a weekly most wanted post on their Facebook page about a woman named Lorraine Graves. Graves had been charged with accessory to murder in the shooting death of her relative Eric Graves, which took place at the St. Thomas Square Apartments back in March. The two men accused of actually carrying out the shooting, Jaden and Gabriel Hobson, were already in custody, but Graves was nowhere to be found. Police alleged that Graves helped dispose of the murder weapon in the case by driving one of the suspects to another apartment complex, where it was handed off to another person. After seeing the Facebook post asking for information,
So, which one? How is he related to you? That don't even matter. Why?
concerning her whereabouts, Graves apparently found herself too tempted not to get involved, and left a comment underneath the post, seemingly joking about whether or not there was any reward money. She used her personal profile to leave the comment, and it appears that she was unaware that this would allow authorities to track her. She was arrested by officers from the Tulsa Police Department the following afternoon. Her bond is currently set at $500,000.
Authorities in Ventura County, California say that a 44-year-old man is in custody this week after he allegedly fired shots at a firefighting helicopter. The incident began just after 9 p.m. on Wednesday night when the helicopter was conducting training exercises near Lake Casitas, roughly 80 miles northwest of Los Angeles. That's when crew members aboard the vehicle reportedly noticed a man named Joshua Chimarusti firing at them with a handgun from the ground below. Thanks to the quick actions of the helicopter's pilot, neither the crew members nor the vehicle were struck by bullets during the shooting. They were able to follow Chimarusti as he allegedly drove away in his car before stopping to fire more shots and taking off on foot. Authorities were able to track down Chimarusti after an hours-long search involving police dogs and another helicopter. He was taken into custody early on. They were able to follow Chimarusti as he allegedly drove away in his car before stopping to fire more shots and taking off on foot. Authorities were able to track down Chimarusti after an hours-long search involving police dogs and another helicopter. He was taken into custody early on Thursday morning on suspicion of attempted murder as well as numerous firearms-related offenses. At the time of this recording, police have not indicated what prompted the bizarre and dangerous attack.
You see this button right here. You can randomize this to make a beat for you. Let's go in the hip.
Max Payne.
Police have not indicated
He thought he was Max Payne.
what prompted the bizarre and dangerous attack.
Hold on. All right.
This week, representatives from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office announced that they had arrested 2 teenage girls after they allegedly stumbled across a dead body and decided to steal jewelry from the deceased person. The incident took place a few minutes after 8:30 a.m. near the intersection of Sunday Song and Charismatic Roads, just outside of San Antonio. That's when the 16 and 17-year-old came across the body of a young man who appeared to have taken his own life by hanging himself from a railing near a drainage ditch. Following the grisly discovery, the girls contacted another friend, who called 911. However, police say that before they could arrive, the teens took a gold chain with a pendant from the man's body. The crime was discovered when footage of the theft shot by the teenagers began to circulate on social media. The girls allegedly filmed themselves taking the valuables and posted the video to Snapchat. When police officers saw the video, they immediately recognized the teenagers as being the witnesses at the scene where the body was discovered. Both were promptly arrested. The 17-year-old has since been identified.
I don't know what to say about that one either. I don't know what they was looking. I don't know if they was looking for some recognition, some fame, some clout, some. I don't know what the fuck they was looking for, because ain't no way you said, all right, we gonna run this dead ass nigga's pockets and record it.
Identified as Bethany Martin, who was released from jail on a $2,000 bond on Wednesday. The 16-year-old has not been named due to her age. Both have been charged with theft from a human corpse. Following their arrests, the girls admitted
That's a crime? I never knew that was a crime.
to the theft and returned the pendant to the deceased man's family. However, they claimed that they had not kept the gold chain that was with it. The chain has yet to be recovered. According to one of Martin's friends, she told her that she took the jewelry because it, quote, matched her fashion style.
He had on a choker.
An Illinois woman is facing charges this week, a little more than 2 months after viral footage of her was allegedly captured violating wildlife protection laws in Yellowstone National Park. According to reports, the incident occurred sometime in mid-May of this year, when a woman named Samantha Daring was visiting Yellowstone's Roaring Mountain area. Just before 5 p.m., a group of tourists in the area noticed a mother grizzly bear and her 2 cubs, who were coming closer to them. In accordance with park regulations that require visitors to stay at least 300 feet away from the bears, the tourists quickly retreated to their vehicles. That was, with the exception of Samantha Daring. Instead of moving away from the bears, Daring walked closer until she was within roughly 15 feet of the grizzlies and began taking pictures of them with her phone. The tense interaction was filmed by witnesses who captured the moment when the mother grizzly bear bluff charged her before retreating. It was only after that Daring finally walked away. The footage was shared on social media and quickly went viral.
She thought she was one of them. Look at her. Look at the bear, then look at her. Look at the bear, then look at her. Look at the bear, then look at her. No difference, right? She thought she was one of them. But listen, you're a polar bear. You're not a brown bear. Wrong time, wrong place, buddy. Try that in Antarctica.
Where it caught the attention of Yellowstone Park rangers. Within days of the clip circulating online, the officials posted an appeal to the Yellowstone Facebook page, asking for help identifying the woman in the video. Daring, who had been following the page until that point, promptly unfollowed, but it wasn't enough to stop her from being found. Someone who had seen her name tagged in the video reached out to the park rangers, after which a warrant was obtained to search Daring's Facebook page. Images that she had taken of the grizzlies were soon uncovered. Daring has now been charged with feeding, touching, teasing, frightening, or intentionally disturbing wildlife, as well as violating closure limits. She is due to appear in court on August 26th.
Okay. That's the end of that. That's the end of that. We'll probably do a part 2.